Hi, everyone. I'm back again. This is Betty Ray, who is a channel for the Archangel Raphael. It has been quite an experience to try and figure out how to do a YouTube studio, how to set it up. And so I've been moving furniture around, and I think I'm finally settled. I'm in my meditation room, and the picture behind me of a woman being inspired by two angels who are speaking in her ears is kind of like what my life is like. And so this meditation room is a spare bedroom, and I'm devoting it now to having this be where I will do the YouTube studio from now on. And so I have to say, I'm used to ad libbing, but sometimes things that come out of my mouth cannot make sense to people. And the only way I know that is when people email me and tell me, what did you mean by that? How can you say that? If I don't hear feedback from you, I won't be able to understand how I can communicate with you. You see, being a teacher, I'm used to having a classroom face to face with me, and I can see their faces. And the minute their eyes go blank, I go, okay, backtrack, let's redo this. And talking into a computer is just doesn't do it. So I need to hear from you. I know that my last video about narcissism and how I dared to say that God was the first narcissist. I mean, people are blown away by that, particularly because at first I had referred to Donald Trump as being a narcissist, and I still say that, but it's a different kind of narcissism. Everybody has to have a bit of narcissism. Everybody has to learn to love themselves and stop judging themselves. That's an important thing that Raphael teaches. But the point that happens is when you go beyond it to where you expect others to obey you or to follow you and never complain about your leadership. And if you dare to disagree with them or argue with them, it's off with their heads or you're fired. And so there's a big difference. And we keep talking about, Raphael and I, ages and stages. I don't know how I can explain it any more than saying that souls come to the planet in all sizes and shapes and colors, and also all ages. We're going to use that word because you can understand when I talk about a baby, nobody can get mad at a baby if it wets on the floor or if it picks up stuff and puts it in his mouth because it is very narcissistic. So if we were to talk about a baby being narcissistic, we wouldn't have a problem with that. Well, start thinking about souls. Souls can be babies in their inexperience of the consequences of their actions while they are ensouled in a physical body on planet Earth. So let's just kind of look at that. And I'm recalling that there was a blimp, if you call it, in a parade in another country that showed Donald Trump as a baby. And it was quite appropriate because he's not going to like me for this, and who knows what I may get. But Donald Trump is a baby soul. He is the kind of narcissism that does not have any regard or love for anyone else but himself. He wants what he wants, and he wants it now. And he doesn't want anybody arguing with him. He wants to come up with ideas like drinking bleach and have everybody say, "Oh, bravo, that was a great idea," and expect everybody to just say, "Oh, you're so wonderful. Oh, Donald, you're so wonderful." And when he doesn't get that, he fires them or he gets rid of them. And oh my God, now he's getting rid of the two most important people on his cabinet. Whatever, he doesn't even have a cabinet. On his as his advisors, he's getting rid of those two people in coronavirus. The Dr. Fauci and the other lady. I'm terrible with names, everyone, so bear with me. So what we're saying is this kind of narcissism is dangerous because it's only looking out for the individual's needs and ego and emotional petting, like you're just wonderful, we just love you, blah blah blah. That's what a baby needs. A baby needs to be cuddled and loved and stroked and burped and And so we're talking about souls now. Unfortunately, there are a lot of baby souls on the planet. And they are also oftentimes the leaders that are in other countries because they believe in tyranny. They believe in telling people what they have to do, or they'll kill them. And that happens in many countries in this world. And so there's so much about narcissism that we want to clarify. We know that when we first brought that out, Raphael talked about it, it upset people to think that we would call the president narcissistic. And yet, psychologists have been looking at the president and said, yes, very definitely, he's narcissistic and he's got other problems too. But the point is that Raphael is an archangel who sees the big picture. And so we say to all of you in this short little video that we're going to do that the trial and error for me to set up a video, to figure out how to do it, to figure out where to look. I think I'm supposed to look at this little camera up above here. And I find my eyes looking around my room because I have so many beautiful things here. Let's see if I can turn the camera just a bit because I have up above over here, I have an angel tree. Look at that. I found that tree in Sears. God bless it, they're out of business now. At Christmas time. They had crystals hanging from them on chains. And they're such a beautiful tree. It's a real branch, real tree from some of the country. Unfortunately, again, I don't remember names very well. And so I asked if I could buy it. And they said, well, come along after Christmas. For $25, I purchased this tree. And because people are always giving me gifts of angels, I hung them on this tree. And you'll see especially, let me go up here to show you. You'll see especially that these angels here have great, great meaning to me. They are all the colors of the chakras. And I did not discover them. Here's the yellow one, here's the red one, another red one. Oh, this is an orange one. I did not discover those angels until after my husband died. And I was cleaning out his closet and I thought it was a boot box. And I opened the boot box and here were all of these angels that he had collected for me. I was thrilled and I cried, as anybody would, which brings me back to look again. I also have this picture of the Virgin Mary and the baby Jesus, because to me, angels are always here to help us, and so are the angels and saints that have gone over to the other side that we call upon, those avatars, those spiritual leaders that every religion has. Call upon them, give you inspiration and knowledge, and help you get out of narcissistic ideas and have compassion and love for other people. So let's turn this around again. You see, I'm learning. I'm the epitome of someone who's never too old to learn because, as I've told you, I'm 85. And so I think it's absolutely amazing that I can create something new. I'm in the midst of writing my third novel, and that alone is another amazing thing that has happened to me. And that is because, a couple of years ago or more, I started writing a novel. And I got it published on Amazon and it became a number one bestseller. And so I was so thrilled to have that happen that I knew it was a series. And so we had to change the covers, the lady that was helping me get it up on Amazon, because I knew it was going to be a series of 4 to 5 books. And so, yeah, sure enough, I'm on the third book now, started back at it because there's another book coming out that Raphael has dictated to me. And it's been a question and answer thing that's really good because it talks about all the things that we're going to talk about on this channel. And it should be out next month or maybe even this month. I'm not quite sure. But I do hope you look for it. It's called Ask Raphael. And that's the name of our radio show. We're going to do some plugs here. Our radio show is every Tuesday at noon, and it is a chat room. So you go online with your computer and you go to w4wnradio.com. And you'll find it also on iHeartRadio because it's being uploaded after it's done to iHeartRadio. So you'll find it there under Ask Raphael, Betty Ray, and it's RAE. And so I do hope you check that out as well, because we've had some lively discussions on there. And I've had a wonderful audience of people that are discovering the other side, discovering new things. And I hope that you join us on there and ask questions. Now, I also want to tell you that you can simply email me at Angel Betty Ray, ANGELBETTYRAE, at gmail.com. And you can get a private conversation with Raphael. You can get a message from Raphael. There is no charge. I only want to be of service to God in this way. And so each morning I walk my labyrinth and I ask, okay, God, what do you have for me today? And I get such joy that fills me up that I have to share it. And now being confined to my house, which I found I had a meeting with a woman just the other day, and she doesn't believe that the coronavirus is going to kill anybody. I don't know where she's coming from. But anyway, I tried to caution her to stay social distancing and so on. And yet we have so many people who don't believe the facts, the scientific facts. And I'll say it to all of you who are watching now, please watch yourself because the virus is going to come in another wave and many more people are going to die. And Raphael doesn't want you to cut your life short. You see, your soul spent a lot of hours. We don't have hours on the other side, but a lot of time setting up the life. It chose your parents, believe it or not, it did. And it chose your parents' DNA for its own physical body. And it chose the exact moment of its birth so that the star signs would be set. It is a big process for a soul to become ensouled in a physical body. It's a big process. And so if it gets aborted too soon, they're like, oh, darn, I had so many plans. And so don't take chances with your beautiful life. Don't take chances by thinking you can go out into the public and you can not wear a mask because so many people again are dying because they haven't paid attention and and they think they're invincible. This little virus, this tiny invisible virus is more powerful than you are. And so we caution you again to please wear a mask and even wear gloves, which I do. I take every precaution when I go out because I'm 85. Although it's a myth to think that if you are healthy and you're strong and you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, you're going to be okay. That is not true anymore, not according to the statistics. They're finding that more and more people in the Middle Ages and even children are being affected by the virus. They have a different kind of reaction. They showed at one time these children with a rash that turned out to be they were positive for the coronavirus. And so it's insidious, this virus. Don't think you're more powerful than it. Please pay attention to the scientists, even though they're being shut up. So I wanted to share with you that I think I'm finally settled into where I'm going to be to do these videos from now on, unless God tells me to move it someplace else, but I hope not because I'm kind of tired of moving around. And so I'm glad that I could show you my angel tree up there and tell you the story of Joe, my second husband, who, bless his heart, was thinking about me even before he died. And so share with one another through YouTube, through Skype, through Zoom, I think is another one. Share with one another your love for one another, your compassion, and your wanting to know what's going on. And I know Mother's Day is coming up, so I want to mention that today too. Mother's Day is important to mothers. They need to be acknowledged. And I need to be acknowledged by my three sons and my daughter because I know they're so far away and I don't get to see them very much. And so mothers need to also acknowledge their daughter in laws for being mothers. So I acknowledge it and I send you this blessing, my dear daughters in laws. Because of my three sons, I have wonderful daughters in laws. And they are mothers of my grandchildren. And so I bless you and I thank you for being in my sons' lives. And I thank my son in law for being in my daughter's life because you've made her very, very happy. And so, my daughter, I say to you, happy Mother's Day. And Linda and all of my daughters in laws, please know that I love you very much. And I also wish you a happy Mother's Day. So, you're talking to you now, And I keep looking at the video instead of looking up at that little thing up there. I'm still learning. Bear with me. And if I make goofs, please email me and tell me what you think. And please subscribe. Otherwise, I won't know if you really are enjoying this channel. And again, have patience with me because I'm just learning too. Trial and error is the title of this episode. And indeed, all of life is. The difference is we judge ourselves for the errors, and God never does. God knows that we are experimenting a physical world in a physical body, but that we are these magnificent beings of light radiating from within this body out to all of you. So God bless you. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers of the world. And please be safe. Do use social distancing. Do wear a mask when you go out. God bless. I think I've shut it off. I don't know. There it goes. End. Okay.